today's video we're going to talk about a simple tip that's going to improve the driver. And it's kind of going to be the thing that for probably a lot of golfers will just give you a little bit more effortless distance. And this video has been really prompted by Robert. So Robert is a member of the Russell Heritage Golf Club Facebook group, which you guys are more than welcome to join if you want to. And you can just upload swings and have a general conversation about different areas and your own game. Robert uploaded a face-on video of his swing, and with inside the description sort of just commented how happy he was, but just found that he was sort of almost losing distance, not potentially gaining it. And then there was a couple of discussions with inside that about the idea of hitting down on the ball and the idea of hitting up on the ball. And I thought, well, I kind of get where both ends of the argument are, so let's sort of create a video about this, and that way we can kind of put it together. So Robert's swing, I've seen it on the Facebook group. He swings the golf club really nicely up and down the plane line. But what we can kind of see with the swing from the face-on perspective is, as he starts the downswing, there's a real sort of, should we say, lack of movement towards the lead side. So it's almost like he's kind of hanging back with the driver. Now, so there's a difference in discussion here, because we kind of know that to get the best results with driver, we want to hit up on the golf ball. We know that by sort of hitting up on the golf ball is going to help us produce less spin, better distance, and we just know that hitting up on the ball is a much better way for most amateur golfers to try and hit the driver. It avoids too much complexity by hitting down. But it depends how you're going to do that. Because what's happening with Robert, which is obviously happening with a lot of amateur golfers, is if you're telling yourself the same narrative, which is swing back and just hit up on the ball, the problem is what happens, you see, if I do this very slowly, if I start my downswing, even if you kind of move nicely with your hands and arms in the downswing, if you're sort of too far back behind the ball, it's just going to promote too much of a casting. So by the time the club is delivered on the back of the ball, that energy is going to be lost. There's no real, if you like, sort of loading phase in the start of the downswing position. So it's kind of like, well, maybe Robert needs to think about hitting down on the ball, but I'm certainly not promoting him to try and do it like this. What I would suggest is he needs to sort of feel like he swings up towards the top of the backswing, and as he starts the downswing, he needs to feel as though he is shifting more pressure in towards that lead leg, allowing his pelvis to move more towards that left side. It's absolutely acceptable for his head to move towards his lead side as well, to about lead arm horizontal, this position here. And then if I sort of swing up and demonstrate that again, so it'd look more this way, then from here, you see, then you can come back and out of the way. And the difference is, it just plays a massive influence on the release, if you like, sort of holding on to the lag. If you sort of hang back here and you're sort of doing this type of motion, that club is just going to release too early. You're not going to generate any speed. If you move more this way and then over towards that lead side, what it's going to do, it's going to allow the hands to come in, then you can kind of allow that club to release, and then you're going to get the best of both worlds. So this video is just a really short tip. For Robert, I don't know, I'll update you. Maybe he needs to think a little bit more about swinging up. Maybe for him it will feel almost like he's hitting more sort of down on the ball, because his body's going to be moving more downward before he comes up. We'll let you know. But what I'm trying to say for you guys is, if you are sort of noticing that you're lacking a bit of distance, struggling to sort of get rid of a little bit of a casty movement, then just please don't underestimate the importance of a sequence of a golf swing. And the way you can rectify this is just work on some simple step drills, like so. These are really nice little exercises where what you're doing is sequencing the pelvis moving to the lead side as you're completing your backswing position. And like I get with a lot of questions on the channel, yeah, this type of motion is typical in the driver as well. We still want to move that pressure over on towards that lead side as we initiate the downswing, so then we can use that platform to come back up and out of the way to truly hit more up on the ball. You do that movement too early, and you fall into the same category of Robert, where you'll just be sort of casting all that energy and leaking very valuable distance. See you guys again really soon.